All right, everybody. On your way in, make sure you like that video. So, Lilo and Stitch is a remake of one of my favorite 2000 movies as a kid, Lilo and Stitch. And I gotta say, I don't get the complete hate behind the movie, but I also do understand the hate behind the movie. It does do its own thing while also keeping a lot of the same source material relatively the same. And I do want to throw in the fact that I don't think this is should be getting the hate that it's getting. I know like nostalgia's a bitch, and like wanting a movie that you love so much to do well, but you also want it to be good. And I'm not saying that Lilo and Stitch is like an incredible feat, but you can't sit here and say it didn't do some things really well. One thing, in my opinion, they actually did better than the original film, and some things they didn't do particularly well. And one thing that I want to say, I want to throw out there, like, yes, I do think that live action Disney needs to kind of come to a close with this, but it's probably going to make a crap ton of money. Maybe not Minecraft money, but enough money to just seal the deal that this movie did well. It also didn't cost that much, which is nice. But on the other hand, I do like the fact that they brought back the original guy to be Stitch. I love the little girl who played Lilo. I thought she was cute, not the best actress, but again, she's young, super young, but she was adorable. The girl who played Nani was really good. I suppose I can remember people's names right now. I do want to say shout out to them for bringing back Tia Carrier. Even she voiced Nani in the original movie, but she played the like DHS lady here. I thought that was a really cool, really nice little like, hey, look, we brought back some people from the cast. I will say Courtney B. Vance as Bubbles was great. Hannah Waddingham as the councilwoman, she sounded just like her. She was really good. So I'll say there's some pluses here. I do think the CGI on Stitch looks really good. I think the CGI on the Councilwoman looks good and like the aliens. But for some reason, Pleakley and Jumba don't look good to me. They look really weird. They look a little disgusting, honestly. I don't think they look good. But I'm gonna throw in some of the source material from the movie of the original movie did make it in, and it made for a really good story. So those scenes are all really good. I do love their little twist on certain aspects, like delving a little bit more into their parents, which I don't think they did that much in the original movie. And I do like the little differences. Now, one thing I will say about the film is David didn't need to be here. Like he really didn't need to be here. He's kind of a butt of the ass of the joke. Like he's really much not the David we know. And I could see why that annoys people because David's pretty cool in the movie in the original film, even to the point where he is the one who saves Stitch in the movie. Now, this is one thing that I do think they did better because we know Stitch can't swim, but this movie mentions if Stitch falls in water, it kind of like makes him heavy. It makes his molecular weight heavy, so he can't swim or get out of the water easily. So something that I really enjoyed about the movie was the fact that instead of David saving Stitch, it was Nani that saved Stitch. And I like that because the whole nobody gets left behind, this and a third. Nani was going to leave Stitch underwater, but then she doesn't and she gets him. Now she finds out she can't swim with him because he can't swim. The thing I like most about that sequence is the fact that instead of swimming, she kind of like walks herself underwater back to the shore. I thought that sequence was really cool. I said that was cool. It was creative. Was she a little too far out to be able to do that? Yes, I will admit that. But was it cool because, they stuck to the rule that she can't swim with them? Also, yes, that is a very cool idea. So, in hindsight, I do think that scene is a little cooler in this than it was in the original movie because Dave's just able to just get him out. It's just doesn't establish anything. But other than that, I think certain things they kept, like when she attacks Gertie Myrtle, she attacks Myrtle at the beginning, just like she did in the original movie. The way she finds Stitch is pretty much the same. I will say the one sad thing is no Gantu. I will say I was like looking forward to Gantu, and this is where it kind of falls apart because with Gantu not being there, they needed a villain, and the villain ended up having to be Jumba, which I was always iffy on whether Jumbo was good or not anyway, because he always kept doing stuff that was real sneaky and skeevy anyway. So him being the villain adds up here, like just doesn't. I don't know, but Pleakley still being a completely good guy is pretty cool. So there were some things about the movie where like those were like a lot of like plus and minuses. I love the setting. I like the fact that the little girl played Lilo is actually kind of cute. I like the fact that she felt like Lilo, like she did actually feel like Lilo, you know. And the girl played Nani, even though people complained she wasn't actually Hawaiian. She felt like Nani too. She felt like a really good Nani. I do think people are overblowing the ending because you know the whole Ohana means family thing, and Nani stays with Lilo. In this one, I will say Nani does leave to go to college, but it wasn't like this selfish thing that she does. People overblew it. It was Lilo who says, Nani, you're really smart. You should go back to school. And Nani's like, I don't think I could do that. But Lilo like, it's fine. And Lilo ends up being like fostered by the next door neighbor. But the house that they live in is still their home. So when Nani comes home to visit, Lilo can stay there with her. That was the whole impression. And Nani keeps in touch with Lilo on a regular basis. There's a really cute mid-credit scene that I think people would like. Yeah, I don't think this movie was as bad as people were saying. I mean, I understand if people don't like it, and I get it. There are some things missing, certain things don't add up, but you gotta look for the charm in some of these. And there's a lot of charm in Lilo and Stitch. You could tell, like, the directors and the people working on the film really wanted to make the film make sense. And there were some things in the movie that do. And I was happy about that. I wasn't looking for the best Disney movie ever because Lilo and Stitch isn't the best movie ever, even though I do love Lilo and Stitch. So there's that. And honestly, I thought that the emotional scenes in this movie were good. Like the emotional scenes in this movie were just as good and had just as much weight, in my opinion, personally, as the original movie. And that was something I was looking for because I was like, yo, the original Lilo and Stitch, the original movie can have that real sad middle. So, like, we'll see what happens here. And then they went for it here too, even a little bit more of an emotional ending too, which was nice. So I think people are just overblowing it because it's kind of cool to hate Disney right now. But I think the ending, I thought this one was really solid. Yes, Snow White may have sucked, but this wasn't Snow White. So, and it's gonna slide in the fact that this movie has made 341 million this weekend. So it's damn successful on a $100 million budget. Congratulations to this movie. If you made it this far, make sure you smash that like button, like, comment, and subscribe for more. I'll see you on the next one.